very first edition of Public Theology. Public Theology is a YouTube channel that is rooted in the idea that everything has a theological dimension, not just your like inner little beautiful spiritual life or the things you do in a church, but especially the things that happen outside of the church and in the whole rest of your life. And so in this channel, we're going to explore those things. One of the things that's happening outside the doors of the church is there's going to be some sort of election of some kind. I've read something about it on Reddit.
Vaguely.
But I don't know much more about that. And because of that, we brought in Mr. Peter Severson, who is the director of Lutheran Advocacy Ministry, Colorado. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Fantastic. Peter's here to talk to us, mainly to help you choose between one of the four major political presidential candidates.
Wrong. False.
How am I supposed to figure this out?
Good
Pray?
luck. Lots of prayer.
Lots of prayer.
Probably.
Got it. Actually, Peter, you may be surprised. I've made my mind up, and I'm going to vote soon. My ballot is in the mail. I was emailed today.
Really?
Because my ballot's in the mail. But I got my ballot in the mail, Peter, and it turned out there's a hell of a lot more on there than who do you want to be your next president.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's yards. We're measuring the ballots in yards this year.
Oh, how many yards are we at?
Well, I mean,
all the yards?
The whole 9 yards. That's where the expression comes from, actually.
Really?
It's from, elections. They put them on the big scrolls, the whole 9 yards.
I don't know whether to believe.
Yeah.
Is that?
You'll have to find out for yourself.
The more you know, star. Here's the deal. In presidential elections, young people, especially college-age folks, are incredibly likely to vote. They're incredibly likely to be really well informed, I think, on presidential
I would think so.
and national issues. But I also think that they're probably not very likely to be incredibly informed about local and statewide initiatives. Things that Mr. Peter Severson, Director of Lutheran Advocacy Ministry, Colorado, is particularly well suited to verse us in. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Peter sit down with a bunch of different college students and go through each of the ballot initiatives here in Colorado that might affect these real live Colorado voters and figure out first of all, what they mean and what you should maybe think about doing about it or something.
It's going to be an hour of thrills and chills and actually it won't be an hour.
Let's pray to God it's not an hour long. Video.
But thrills and chills, that we can guarantee.
Chills for sure. Hours. Well, math. Could be a portion of an hour and still be in the units of hour. It's going to get better.
Hours.
It's going to get way better. This is the worst video in the entire series. Can only get better.